Good evening everyone, it's your man of the hour, the man with the power, the living legend of video game vloggery. Hello, my name is Lee Hazell and this is a heads up display where we display a game to give you the heads up. Now this could be a newer game that's just arrived on the scene, or it could be an old game much like Downwell that maybe flew under your radar. Okay, so like I just said, this is Downwell. This is a game by Ajiro Fumoto. I really hope I didn't butcher that pronunciation. And apologies. Massive apologies if I did. Okay, so this is a game called Downwell. Now, I have no idea who this little guy is, I have no idea where he is, and I have no idea why he's just decided to jump down this well. Now, as he goes down this well, you need to figure out what kind of style you're going to go down, and as far as I'm concerned, the only sensible option is floaty. It's floaty every single time, and the fact that it is one of the later options you get in the game, to me, is insane. One of the few flaws I think that this game has is making you wait a hell of a while and going through all of this nonsense before you get to floaty. Now, floaty is a really good style to go through this game because it helps you control better how you move through the air, and also you move through the air a lot more slowly so you can be more precise with your jumps and your movement. Standard is just a standard style. The rest of them have ups and downs, so you can see here, with the arm spin style you only find gun modules, I'll explain what those are in a minute, and shops are rare. Boulder style, you start with more HP, but you get less upgrade options, and handheld style, which I don't think I've ever used, nor would I know what to. No upgrades and cheaper shop items, which is insane. Upgrades are one of the best things about this game. So are shop items, but nowhere near as good as the upgrades. Right, okay, so this game, you got two things you can do. You can move to the left, you can move to the right, you can jump, and then you can shoot. Okay, that's three things. That's three things you can do. You can also wall jump. That's four. That is four things that you can do in this game. There's actually a few things you can do in this game. I'm being oversimplistic. Okay, so how this game works is that as you fall down this little rabbit hole, down this well, you jump, and when you hit the jump button again while you're in the midair, you don't jump again, you don't have a double jump, but rather you fire bullets. And every single time you land, you reload those bullets. So we're going to have a look here. And did you see that? When I reloaded the bullets, when I jumped on that frog's head, I reloaded the bullets. I'm going to do it again there, look. Okay, I didn't shoot anything that time, but the point remains the same. If I had done, and I land on that guy's head, I reload the bullets. Now, this is the heads up display. I'll go through the heads up display with you. In the top right hand corner, you have the life bar. It currently says 4x4. If I lose some health there, I'll show you what that's like. You see what that's like? You see what happens there now? Obviously, if I get hit another 3 times, I'm going to go down. It's going to be over. This is a roguelike game, which means I need to start all the way from the beginning. Underneath that little health bar is another bar that is also got 4 little sections to it. Now, if I fill that little section, and how I do that is, if I pick up a health upgrade but I've got full health, I will add to a little section of that health bar down the bottom, and if I get 4 of them, then my maximum health goes up from 4 to 5. And you can see the other big important bit of my HUD is the white sections on the right. Now, the white sections on the right represent how many bullets I've got in each of the gun modules I have strapped to my feet. As you can see here, I have currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 8 bullets that I can use before I have to reload. And the good thing about the bullets is that what they do every single time you fire, they keep you afloat in the air. So this isn't just something that you use to murder enemies with. This is also something you use to control yourself in the air. So if we go down here, and you can see every single time I am hitting an enemy, I'm getting all of my bullets back. Every single time I am landing. Ah! Now if I land on solid ground, usually my combo ends. My combo is represented by the numbers that are currently above my player character's head. And I get reloaded. But if you go inside one of these little zones, you can see my combo is unaffected because time has stood still. All of the enemies, they are still as well. They don't move while you're in the time bubble. And, oh god. Okay, right, these are the gun modules. Now you can see this one is encased in what looks like, I don't know, it's a magazine chamber, something like that. This, if I pick this up, will give me a new gun module, and it will give me an extra charge I can add to my gun charge there, to the bar of white on the right. Now, the reason why that's good is because that means I can then have more bullets that I can go into the air with, requiring me to have to reload less. This is really good for your multiplier. Right now I've got a multiplier of 11. That will get me 100 gems. You can see my gem counter in the top right corner. And this will mean that I can spend more money in shops to get more upgrades, such as charges or such as life. Now the other thing that the gun modules will come contained in is a heart, and if they are contained in a heart, I don't get a charge, I get life back, which will either fill up my life bar at the top in the top left, or it will fill up the counter that gets me health upgrades, so I can move from 4 to 5 health. Now you've got little different guns. I think there's about 6 of them. Noppy, burst, triple, machine gun, puncher, laser and shotgun. Now I've actually not just mentioned them in a random order. They're actually the order I consider them good. And if you noticed I said Noppy first, that's because Noppy is the absolute worst gun in the game. And I'm thinking about picking it up. Usually I'd leave it the hell alone, but I'm thinking about picking it up just to show you how truly terrible, what a mistake of engineering this thing was. Okay, right? You see, usually in this game you just fire straight down. And this gun also fires straight down, if in a slightly erratic and annoyingly random pattern. But if I turn to the left and I turn to the right, you can see that it points left and it points right, whichever way that I'm facing. Now you'd think this would give you greater versatility. Unfortunately, it doesn't really do that. Yeah, you see, look at that. I was trying to use the Noppy there to steady myself, and that's not how it worked. It shot something I didn't want it to shoot. I wanted to actually land on that guy's head and carry on my combo, but that didn't happen. And it's so annoying. It's such a jar to have to use Noppy after using all of the other better guns in this game. Oh, and that is the goal. The little time bubble at the end, that is your goal. Now, oh, okay, we've got... At the end of every single level, and you'll go through about 12 in this game, you get these upgrades. Now, I'm really torn at the moment right now between getting gems to recharge your gun boots, which is one of the best and most powerful upgrades in the entire game, as are a lot of the upgrades that deal with the way that you use gems. Now, the reason the gem upgrades are so powerful is because getting gems is a positive, and if you can continuously get gems all the way throughout the game, then you're turning already a positive into a much bigger positive. But also here you've got youth, more upgrades to choose from, and also you gain 1 HP. Now you can see why I find this very attractive right now. Now what this means is that every single level I go after from here on in, I won't get 3 options to choose from, I'll get 4. That's even more upgrades. And honestly, when you get this, you're really hoping to get it somewhere at the beginning of the game. So getting it after the first level is really good. So I'm thinking that, yeah, this will present itself and come back to me soon in the future. And I'm going to go with this one. The other one was Pretty Balloon. Now what Pretty Balloon does is that it gives you, and that's actually quite a useful one as well, because if you look, I can't fire above my own head. And Pretty Balloon gives you a way of dealing with enemies who have come from above and are starting to attack you from there, because you've always got a disadvantage when facing enemies from that position. I'm going to try and be a bit faster and a bit quicker here, because this is ideally the way at which the developers would want you to play the game. Now, the reason I deliberately landed there instead of landing inside the time zone bubble is because once you hit 25 in a combo, once you hit 25 points in a combo, after that there are no more rewards. You get as many rewards as you could possibly get, so that's why I stopped after 25. I got an extra charge, which I got for hitting 15, and I got a heart, which I got for hitting 25. And if I get 8, which is the minimum reward counter, then I get 100 gems, which I can now spend in this shop. Okay, so sometimes you get really good ones and sometimes you get crap, and I think we've just got crap. Heals 1 HP and 1 charge. That's fine. You kind of want charges as many as you can, as early as you can on the game. Yeah, so we'll get all of the charges. Will we get the health? No, yeah, ideally, unless you're really running out of health and you don't want to die, I would never pick this one up. Also, if you go beyond the threshold here, he doesn't like it. Unfortunately, this isn't like Spelunky. You can't smash open these glass cases, get this guy mad at you, have him come after you with a shotgun, which I was a little disappointed by, but I suppose, you know, you can't compare apples to oranges. This is not Spelunky, this is not that guy's game. Yeah, one of the most annoying things about Moppin is just how quickly it ends. Now we've gone from the absolute worst weapon in the game to the absolute best. This is God tier. This is the shotgun. And we've got 3 bullets left in it. Okay, so a little bit more information about the charge counter in the corner. You can see that there are these little individual sections of the meter. Some of them join up from one side to the other. Now, those are your individual bullets. We had loads when we had Moppin, and we had loads when we had the gun you start out with in the game. But when it comes to shotgun, you can see we've only got 3. Now, the reason that is because this gun is really powerful, and to have as many of charges of this as you would have, for example, the machine gun, which has loads of charges, would be absolutely insane and completely overpowered, and how I wish they actually decided to do that, but alas, they did not. Now that's the power of the shotgun. And it's the absolute best gun in the game, because one of the things that it does is not necessarily how powerful it is, but it is how powerfully it keeps you in the air. You get the biggest boost when it comes to using the shotgun. Now, out of these, hot casing, bullet casing deal damage. This is a really good one, but this is a really good one for later on in the game. This is really good when you're in the later stages and you're really being surrounded by enemies, because this means whenever you fire your weapon, a bullet casing comes out and damages an enemy that is surrounding you, possibly in a collision course with you, and that gives you a chance to kill it, which is really cool. Reverse engineering, you get to shoot a gun. So for example, if I wanted to shoot the Moppin gun that I got earlier, I could have changed it to something else I would have found useful. Popping gems, every single time you get a gem you shoot a bullet up. This would be the one I went for if I didn't already see this. Gem Attractor sucks in nearby gems. Now if you're lucky enough to get this one, and the if you remember the Gems Recharge Gumboots upgrade that I passed on earlier, If I got that and this one, that is the most potent combination in the game. You will do really well to get those two. Also, this one added to that, if you go for a sort of gem build, it's probably the most powerful thing in the game. Yeah, sucking in gems and then using more of those gems to be able to shoot above you in one of the only forms of offense you've got from enemies coming at you from above is really, really awesome. So we're going to grab this one. Hopefully we'll get more gem based upgrades in the future. And as you can see here, I hate when I do that. When I prematurely end my combo. That really hurts because, like I said before, 8 is when you start getting the good stuff. So to land your combo on 7 really hurts. Okay, I'm going to go in here. I really wish we had 2 health. A 2 health upgrade here because that would allow me to show you what it was like to get a new... to extend your life bar out. So instead of it being 4, it'd be 5. We're just gonna... Actually, I can do that because I can pick up this and this. So you can see the white bar underneath the health bar is now emptied, but because I filled it up with 4 segments, I've now got 5 max health instead of 4. Which is always useful. Don't let anyone tell you it ain't. Now this is really the sort of pace you should be going at this game from. This real sort of like fast, hardcore, not stopping for nothing pace that just really feels awesome to get one of these massive combos going. Really feels awesome to just fly through one of these dungeons and like get past one of these sections in like a matter of minutes. It's absolutely fantastic. And because I got 25 on my combo, I ended the combo because after that there's no point keeping it alive. You don't get any benefit from it, which I actually think is a bit of an oversight considering what the game is asking you to do. Now, even though Puncher is not as good as Shotgun, I'm going to take it because we need to start building up the amount of charges we have. As you can see there, I've got 2. And even sometimes if you want to take a crap gun or something like that, if it really provides you with a good benefit. So you can see Puncher does that. Punches down. And I actually deliberately took a I took a hit there to keep my combo going, just so I could keep it going, because what you get from the combos is sometimes a lot better than just not getting hit. Okay, so gunpowder blocks, timeout, longest state of invincibility. This is quite good for now, but gets worse as we go along because there's less blocks to destroy. This is not great now, but is really great for later on because we're being surrounded by enemies on all sides and it's good to use your invincibility frames to get away from them. Pretty Balloon is okay for, once again, fighting enemies from above because you've only got very limited offense options against them. Timeout is a cool concept. You can create one of those time bubble things that you've seen previously in this game just when you hit an enemy. I think though, just for the sheer visual aspect it brings, I'll use the bubbles, the gunpowder blocks. Okay, so we're in a different segment here now. Each one of these sort of like little roguelike experiences, such as Rogue Legacy, such as the Swindle. When you advance in levels, they switch up the level and they add a different complexity into it. So as you can see there, the ghosts could walk through walls. And this is very much the graveyard level of the game. We're dealing with skeletons, we're dealing with ghosts, we're dealing with very spooky things. That's what the gunpowder blocks do, by the way. Every single time you hit a gunpowder block, it sends all of them flying away into this incredibly satisfying flurry of bullets. I'm not doing great here, I have to say. Maybe it's because I'm talking to you guys, but I can usually hit with a lot more accuracy and keep my combo going a lot longer. I'm gonna blame you. It's your fault. I'm a god. I'm a genius. It's you that's terrible. What are you talking about? Okay, so we're getting some momentum here. And I swear to God. Okay, it's a very good game. Okay, so there you can see I died. So that's death. That's the death in this game. I'm going to retry it. We're going to give you guys one more look. Now, one of the things that I have to say about this game is a lot of people say that when you have to start in the cavern over and over and over again, it's very unchallenging. I find the cavern plenty challenging, thank you very much. I die in the first level of this game regularly. Probably a lot more than I should do, considering the amount of hours I've already poured into this game. This game is my little go-to. It started out as a mobile experience, and I actually owned this on both mobile and on tablet before finally getting it. Actually, no, I then got it on Steam and PS4 just because I loved the game so much. I'm having a really cool time with it. Probably the most I've ever, like, you know, you've got the concept of double dipping on a game, getting it for both like PS4 and then Xbox One, but yeah, this is the most copies of a game I've ever brought in my life, because I really love this game. I think the challenge of going down, maintaining your combo, upgrading yourself to make yourself more durable, to making it so that you don't have to hit the reload button as many times as you would do if you had less charges, things like that. It's a really fast-paced, exhilarating experience, and it's one of the best that you can find on mobile or on console at the moment. Although I would consider the control scheme for mobile is not great. It contains a joypad that they've drawn on screen. It just does not have the tactility that a DualShock 4 or an Xbox controller would have. Now, one of the other things I was going to talk about with this game is the fact that it is a roguelike. And games of this ilk often have this thing where they take minutes to play. Now, this is like I've got a few minutes to spare game. I have a bit of time to kill. I am going to kill it playing this game. Bad time, die time. Yeah, so while I'm doing that, it's fun, like games like these, and like I mentioned before, Rogue Legacy, perhaps Darkest Dungeon, where very short gameplay loops, very short cycles of gameplay. Like this game, every single time I play it, takes about 10-15 minutes to go through a run. 15 if I'm doing really well. 10 if I'm doing really poorly, like I just did that. Oh my god, it's all going terribly wrong. And I'm trying to be extra cautious as well, just so I can show you guys a little bit more of it. But it's not working. Why isn't it working? Yeah, so it's a very short gameplay loop cycle, and I don't know what it is about this that has become very attractive to indie developers recently. Oh, here we go. Oh, the laser weapon. Not quite as good as the shotgun, but certainly more visually impressive. I'll show you what this does. Ah, you see that? Just an absolute stream of deadly light that goes all the way down. There is no range on this. Actually, no. There is only range on this thing. It is all range. Yeah, but so anyway, I don't know what it is that makes those kinds of experiences so... I don't know whether they're less expensive to make, whether they're less labor intensive, whether they're less complicated to make, but something like this or Spelunky, where you have a very limited set amount of levels, very limited set amount of enemies, but you go through them one go at a time, getting better and better as you go, starting again from the very beginning every single time you mess up. And the great thing about this game is that yes, it is me that is messing up. It is so tight in its gameplay. I know that every single time I have fouled up, then it is I that have fouled up. And, you know, there are certain fringe cases where I think, oh, okay, they've just put me in an impossible situation there, and how the hell could I have gotten out of that? But yeah, those cases are few and far in between. Yeah, so I don't know what it is about them, but they've made it really popular among the indie crowd. So this can feel like it's a bit Me Too as opposed to some of the others, but I think this is absolutely one of the best roguelikes that's on the market in a genre that is absolutely filled with these incredible experiences. You know, there's loads of them. Enter the Gungeon, Tomb of the Necro Dancer, all sorts of stuff. Okay, so Candle gives me longer state of invincibility. Knife and Fork consumes dead bodies to gain health. That is... Actually, you know what? We're going to go for this one because I know what the rest do. And for the purposes of this video, I don't expect to go very far. Okay, so it's not like I just get another health bar. Because I've never taken this one before. I've always felt that it was a bit of a joke one to take. I think I can hear a little sound effect, like a little I can't see where the consuming of the dead body is counting, whether there's a counter for it or not. Machine gun's quite good as well. I went straight for that because it also contained a heart. Don't know if did I mention the fact that there's two kinds of container, one that contains hearts and one that contains charges. I'm not sure that I did. Anyway, I'm just going to shut up for a little bit and let you guys enjoy some premium game time. Just see me rack up the kills, or rack up me getting killed, whichever one. Go for safety jetpack, which honestly really great for beginners, but the longer you go on in this game for, the less likely it is you'll actually ever need the safety jetpack. And yeah, I didn't even get to show you how it worked, but essentially yeah, once you run out of bullets, the safety jetpack allows you to float. Now that's really useful. In fact, it's one of the most imperative upgrades you can find when you're starting out. But however, getting it when you're really good and you don't run out of bullets quite as often makes it less and less good. Anyway, guys, I really love this game. It was one of my game of the years last year when it first came out. I really recommend you pick this one up. It's one of my favourite games, certainly of this decade. Yeah, anyway guys, I have been Lee Hazell. This has been the Heads Up Display. Please like, subscribe, tell us what you think about the show, because I'm really proud of the concept. I'm really proud of this one, and yeah, I will see you guys all next time.